And in the middle of hunting season, the fatal disease known as chronic wasting disease has now been detected here in deer in North Alabama.
WAAY 31's Xavier Wary joins us live now in the studio. Xavier, what did you find out about this disease and the impact it could have?
Hey, Dan and Kale, Alabama does have its first case of chronic wasting disease. It was first detected in Tennessee and Mississippi back in 2018 and has slowly been making its way to Alabama.
So now it's a tough reality to deal with, that's for sure.
That harsh reality is chronic wasting disease detected in Lauderdale County as of January 6th. According to the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, it's a fatal disease that commonly results in altered behavior due to microscopic changes made to the brain of affected animals.
It affects the brain of the deer to the point where the deer can't function, and then the deer actually dies from the disease.
While speaking with Titus Weaver, the manager at Weaver Meat Processing, he says he always knew of CWD, he just never imagined it would hit so close to home.
But now that it's actually hit Alabama, the harsh reality is setting in. So I didn't figure it would happen, but it has happened now.
And even though Weaver Meat Processing isn't in Lauderdale County, there's still some concern if this disease rapidly spreads.
If this chronic wasting disease goes rampant, that means there's lots of deer dying all over the place, which means there's less deer for hunters to harvest.
And speaking of hunters, for those that hunt in Lauderdale and Colbert County, which is now considered a CWD management zone, otherwise known as CMZ, Chuck Sykes, the director of State Wildlife and Freshwater Fisheries Division, has an urgent message as we near the conclusion of deer season.
Now, hunters, we need you to go out, hunt these last 30 days of the season and supply us with as many CWD samples as you can, where we can more effectively determine the distribution and prevalence of the disease within this management zone.
As for Weaver, he says they will thoroughly examine every deer that comes into their facility, but business will continue as normal.
As the processor, we're still going to process the deer that come in to us, so we're not going to shut our business down because of the CWD.
Now, Weaver says after a while, it's obvious when a deer has CWD as the deer will be wasting away, but Weaver was very clear in stating that they'll do everything to make sure that no deer with CWD will enter their food supply. And according to the CDC, they say if your animal tests positive for CWD, you should not eat meat from that animal. Hunters who harvest deer in Lauderdale County or Colbert County are required to submit the deer's heads for CWD testing in Lauderdale County at either drop-off freezer locations or at Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources mobile sampling stations. Reporting live, Xavier Wary, WAAY 31 News.